Good evening, I'm Sarah. Tonight, tragedy strikes Ukraine once again. A relentless Russian drone assault has left at least 21 people dead, families torn apart, entire apartment blocks reduced to rubble. This comes at a critical moment just as former U.S. President Donald Trump is pushing for peace talks with Vladimir Putin. Yet every explosion, every fresh grave, raises the question, is peace slipping further out of reach? As Ukraine mourns, the world watches, wondering whether diplomacy can survive the fire of the battlefield. According to Ukrainian officials, Russian drones targeted residential areas overnight. Entire apartment blocks were reduced to rubble, and rescue workers spent hours pulling survivors from the debris. This is not an isolated incident. Moscow has intensified drone and missile strikes in recent weeks, signaling that even as talk of diplomacy grows louder, the violence on the ground is escalating. Donald Trump has made ending the Russia-Ukraine war a centerpiece of his foreign policy agenda. He argues that his personal rapport with Vladimir Putin could bring both sides to the table, cutting through the stalemate that has frustrated Washington and Europe. But analysts say Russia's relentless strikes complicate this effort. Each civilian death deepens Ukraine's distrust of Moscow, making any compromise politically toxic for President Zelensky. Experts say it is difficult to sell peace when civilians are being killed daily. Every strike hardens Ukrainian resolve and weakens Trump's pitch that diplomacy can deliver quick results. Peace talks depend on momentum and trust. The Alaska meeting between Trump and Putin was billed as a possible opening. But with attacks like this, Ukraine sees little incentive to negotiate, fearing that concessions would only invite further aggression. For Trump, this drone strike is more than just another battlefield casualty report. It's a direct blow to his argument that Putin is serious about ending the war. In Kiev, the mood is grim. People see the peace talks as disconnected from reality. The fear is that Western powers may pressure Ukraine into compromise while Russia keeps escalating. For Ukrainians burying their dead today, compromise feels like surrender. For now, the drone strike in Ukraine is a stark reminder. The road to peace remains bloody, uncertain, and frustratingly out of reach. Each explosion tears through families' homes and communities, leaving behind not just rubble, but grief and anger that will take generations to heal. The calls for negotiation continue, but so too does the violence, and with every passing day, hope feels more fragile. Tonight, we are reminded that peace is not simply signed on paper, it is fought for, it is earned, and it requires trust that is painfully absent on both sides. Until the weapons are silenced and the will for reconciliation outweighs the thirst for power, peace will remain a distant horizon. The world is watching, the people are waiting, and history will judge how long this suffering must continue before that horizon finally draws near.